Hello, White Knight. I'm back. Hello, White Knight. I'm back. Hello, White Knight. And I have an echo. Oh no. I'm back. Hello. I think I have desktop audio on. I think I figured it out. I had desktop audio still on. Yeah, I was a little worried about at least Ernesto getting back safely. We did get, like, flagged for extra security for no discernible reason, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Sorry, if you hear weird rumblings behind me, it's because I gave Raya a peanut butter container that's pretty much empty. A non-sugar peanut butter one. Because we use, like, natural peanut butter for the dogs. But yes, she has a ridiculously long tongue, so she's trying to clean it out. Yeah, well, we had, like, friends that were like, don't do it. So there was definitely people that were like, don't leave, but I think we were less concerned about Seattle, or like flying into Seattle. But honestly, I don't know anymore. Everything is a hot mess right now, isn't it? Oh, she brought the peanut butter. Now you can see the tongue in action. I just gave it to her now because I was like, alright, I'm down here. I can make sure she doesn't tear apart the container. This is like blurred out for some reason. There we go. Nope, it just keeps blurring back out again. Yeah, no, Raya, it was kind of funny because Ernesto had to sneak into the back of the house, because the dog sitters had locked the doors, obviously. Um, but yeah, he, like, gave them a rawhide to try to distract them, and it just resulted in me getting whacked with, or not a rawhide, one of the long, like an 18-inch long bulldog. But yeah, I kept getting thwacked with bulldogs. Which is a fun sentence to say, but yeah, the dogs were all trying to climb all over me while still chewing on a foot long chew toy, so I just ended up getting battered. A bulldog cane? That sounds epic. It makes total sense that it would work for that too, but I don't know how you stop your dog from not eating it. God, it's just this may have been a mistake. I just didn't want to give it to her unsupervised when there's still a little bit left in there. Yeah, Raya actually, well, that was her first time with us leaving for a while. So at first she did not like, well, we had two dog sitters. We had one doing most of the feeding, and then we had one that would come extra to walk Raya. And she already knew the one that was walking her, and she likes her just fine, but the guy feeding her, she was not sure about. Lacquered so it doesn't smell. Okay. I feel like that would not stop my dogs. But yeah, Raya was surprisingly good while we were gone. She only really misbehaved one day, and it was because Oni, our Akita, actually stole a bunch of treats overnight. Like, someone didn't close the treat bin well enough, so he snatched a bag of chicken jerky. So Raya didn't behave because she was essentially trying to narc on Oni the next morning. She was all like, this asshole got extra food. Yeah, we had another freaking tank heater short yesterday. Which I am going to go smoked bones. Oh. Ours kind of don't like it if a bunch of stuff is on their bones, I've noticed. They're a little picky. But yeah, so another fish tank heater shorted last night, and I'm kind of pissed at the manufacturer because it's like the third one. But the previous ones, like, one of them electrocuted the tank, one of them just, like, smoked and shorted. This one straight up started melting and lit on fire. So Raya actually noticed it immediately and started barking at it. So she noticed it before, like, either of us were able to smell it. So Ernesto was able to get at it before it, because it was like straight up melting through other power cords. So he was able to get it and put out the fire right away, but kind of freaked me out a bit, because if we had stayed in Mexico for like another 30 hours, we would have possibly come home to like a burned down house and maybe dead dogs, which would have made me... that would have crushed me. Yeah, so I'm very happy with Raya that she actually, she's such a smart girl that she's warned us to it right away. It's like she was backing up from it while still barking at it. so Ernesto knew exactly where to look. What are you doing? Are you giving up? Yeah. Okay. All the dogs are now blowing their undercoats, so we came home to just a furnado. Like she got Raya outside and gave her, I'm pretty sure, her first groom, judging by how much she like went rigid the moment a comb touched her. But at first she jumped and ran away from it, but it's like if I pet her chest at the same time as I was grooming her, she was chill. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't do any streaming while I was in Mexico. It was like, I thought maybe I'd be able to do some stuff at the museum, but I either had like zero reception. I almost always had virtually no reception. Or like my battery was almost dead just from photos. Which, all considering, I didn't take nearly as many photos as I usually do on this trip because at this point I've been in Mexico City. I've seen a lot of it before. Oh, the grooming gloves. I've been tempted by those, but they don't really work on like super double coated dogs, which is every one of our dogs. Yeah, I do gotta share. I know I did the butterfly garden in the Patreon. I got some other fun stuff. I wish I had one of them's gonna be kind of small because I could only take a handful of photos before there was like a no phone rule. But there is a theater at the Palace of Fine Arts in Mexico City that has the most gorgeous stained glass I have ever seen. It's like the backdrop for their theater that somehow they managed to lit this thing. Um, when the show starts, but it's like a pointless I guess like a mosaic of stained glass. It's not what your usual like church stained glass. It's like all these little horizontal pieces that are like that big. Little pieces of glass like that big, making an absolutely massive like mountain scene. It is gorgeous. But yeah, we weren't so you couldn't even, it was in like the Palace of Fine Arts, which is a museum. But you couldn't get in unless you had a ticket to a show. So we got a ticket to like a history of dance or in Mexico, which was a really cool show. Uh, so I took some pictures before the show started, but then they didn't want photos or cameras. You were supposed to turn your phones off for the whole show. Though many people did not listen to that. that was kind of, it was hilarious a little bit because some of it was definitely tourists that did not understand like the Spanish that they were saying, no phones, or they showed up too late. Um, but there was like this one dance that it was like the dance of the white deer, where this guy was in just like a Tarzan like leotard thing, pretty much his underwear and a little flap. And he, a dancer, so obviously well built, and he's doing this whole interpretive dance of a deer that's been shot by hunters and dying slowly. But anyways, so while this mostly naked man, buff man, was on the screen or on the stage, all of a sudden there was just camera flashes everywhere. And it was hilarious because I was anticipating having to yell at tourists, but no, when the lights came up, it was all these elderly Latino ladies, like all little abuelas, taking photos for their spank bank or something. Did they catcall them? It was funny though. I guess like my like I guess I'll say my normal grandma died when I was fairly young, so I never got to see her hornball side. But like my grandpa, her ex-husband, God, we had to fly with him sometimes, and we would just lose him in the airport because he would just find like the most attractive woman he could in the airport and essentially just stalk them. The world's, you know, when you're old and in a assisted living facility, you take you take what joys, small joys you can get. Oh, that's hilarious. Fucked up horse. Yeah, I was like, I didn't get to do as much as I would have liked on the trip for drawing, just because the place we were staying at was very warm. So we kind of did not stay at the place very much, and there's only a few times we went to like a cafe and sat. Oh, okay, yeah, but I mean, even the even if they're gay guys, that's not going to stop those ladies from at least daydreaming. Oh yeah, my wrist is like, I don't know, because not drawing for 2 weeks did help a lot, but like crawling in and out of like a cab kind of wrecked me a bit. Um, so it's like that, and I have no grip strength. So I may have like, because it happened when Zuko like body slammed my hand back. I may have like a little like hairline fracture or something going on, but it's like, I don't know. I have to do a general doctor's appointment anyways. It's mostly I can't lean on it and I have no grip strength. Anyways, so this was one of the ones that I also have out to work on. I started when I was in Mexico. This blue one I started, and then just because the blue smudges so much nicer. Those previous ones, I think, did I start this one on stream? Finger strength? I think I have finger strength. I don't know how you judge finger strength. But yeah, I can't remember if I started this one on stream, but this is another one of the effed up horses. I know I did these two on stream. I did take their titties. Yes, I did take their titties. This was the dual stream from Brandon. I just started drawing this one, and at one point it had boobies. I did change it quite a bit, though. But yes. I was thinking, though, that I should do some of them in the blue, since the blue blends so much more, so now I'm actually trying to blend the blue and the black. Pushing against resistance, and okay, because if I push against resistance, well, I mean, with the if I just do the finger, but if I do anything that essentially causes this position and push, that hurts like hell. And then it usually ends up smarting for like a good 40 minutes after that, too. But yeah, I am not sure what I did to my wrist. I do have to do like a generic uh doctor's appointment, so like I might just try asking. Well, generic. I have to go get jabbed. Excuse you, Raya. You coming in here and sassing me and then leaving? Alright. Man, it is a nice day out. I don't know if it's nice by you all, but like, I am warm. And I did not anticipate feeling warm for a while since I just spent like 2 weeks in the 70s. Which honestly wasn't that bad as long as I was out of the sun, but the like place we were in was just giant picture windows facing the sun. So it got very hot. At least I was able to get my meds when I was in Mexico. Which I'm honestly kind of aggravated by. Because I got what would essentially be $800 worth of meds here for 25 bucks. Yay. Oh, that's just mean. What? Yeah, no, that was part of my stuff. Yeah, my anti anxiety meds were. If I were to buy them out of pocket, um, they're like $120 for a month. So I bought like I don't know if I bought a 2 month back or 3 months. I bought like a 3 month backup supply of stuff. I honestly wish I had grabbed more because I have no idea how much the tariffs are going to make this more of a nightmare. Yeah, no, we have a laughable lack of social welfare in the US for a country that prides itself so much. They don't like to take care of the citizens. Yeah. It's honestly one of the big reasons why I'm like, let's just actually move to Mexico since Ernesto wants to, anyways. But we're still kind of stuck here for at least another year because we can't afford to move until his job, I guess, IPOs. Yeah, I think his job needs to IPO. It's also just ridiculous seeing how much more money can get you elsewhere because like the cost of, well, like I obviously don't own a home. I'm broke as fuck. But like Ernesto can. God, that's ridiculous. $1,500. Yeah. No, our healthcare system is broken. But yeah, so I'm very sorry about that. But anyways, so Ernesto can he owns the home And for the price of this home, which isn't very big at all and is old and was falling apart when we got it, we could have like a whole freaking compound in what is the most expensive city in Mexico. Like a 4,000 square foot house. Or no, more than 4,000. There was like one that we were looking at that was essentially the same value as this home. And it was, I think, 8,000 square feet. Which is way too much freaking house. But I was just like, good lord. I'm curious what the Paxlovid would have been in Mexico. I know there was one friend I was trying to find. She has like migraine meds that she's on, but they weren't available. Yeah, I was trying to find it for her because her health insurance company keeps telling her she doesn't need them. And her doctor keeps on trying to fight them. Because she does. Like, how is this looking with the blue and the black? Like, the problem with trying to mix colors is that I can only get so much layering on this paper before it just like gives up the ghost. Paper, plastic. Oh yeah, I saw the Luigi act. That is hilarious. I need Washington to do that now. I did see something about they were trying to set up their own trade agreements. Which I'm not sure how that works. I feel like if you're starting to set up your own trade agreements with other countries, that's like your first step towards just branching out from the rest of the country. Yeah. I feel like that won't actually happen unless our crazies in charge actually try to straight up try to like go for Canada or Greenland. I know there was like a attempted vote for they tried forming an independent state in like Idaho and parts of Oregon, but like that was crazy right wingers trying to do that. Um, but that failed miserably. I don't know how the ones in Spain. I'm guessing the ones in Spain have far more technical support. It's like technically, if Oregon, Washington, and California join together, it would be significantly easier. Mainly because California and Washington, especially, drive like most of the economy in the U.S. Well, that was back when Biden was still in charge when they tried doing that. That I don't know if you remember our great stupidity that was guys taking over like a park ranger station. It was like a branch off of that. Yeah, it is hilarious because people are either really dumb and have no idea what the terrorists are about to start for them, or they're already facing consequences and are just pissed off right now. So it is a little funny because like a lot of the politicians for these people that didn't really realize what was going to happen and now that it's happening are pissed. Uh, they stopped taking phone calls, which I didn't even think was legal. I thought you pretty much had to if you were a politician. I do kind of like the smoky effect that's going on with this. It's not getting like the level of blending I would like, but it is getting like a nice smoky vibe. Yeah, I would not be surprised if it's not legal, but there's a lot of not legal stuff happening right now. There's just nobody stopping it. Yeah, there's a lot of things that shouldn't be happening, but they are. So I love when I'm getting constant texts from the people doing nothing that are like, give me more money and then I'll do something. It's like, no, you're not. I gotta figure out how many more horses. I gotta actually throw together the book tonight or start putting it together so I can see how many more I need to do to have it be like a. Because it's like there will be some repeats, obviously, but I do want it to be mostly new things, so. Yeah, this weekend I gotta package up Kickstarter orders. Which I'm hoping I'm not already doomed by. I've noticed when I shipped the orders that came in while I was out of town that prices have apparently hiked up again. So I'm really hoping I don't end up eating a bunch more additional shipping costs. Oh yeah. No, thank you. I also have friends in France that are like, move here. Uh, but yeah, no, I mean Mexico is fairly easy because Ernesto is from there. He still has citizenship, so it wouldn't be like a huge stretch to get there. So I do have some hope that we're not completely effed. Like, because I'm originally from Wisconsin, so I still have a Wisconsin phone number, and I was getting so much spam about that election that just happened for like a little judge position. And it wasn't even just a judge position. I got one for my old school district school board from a lady that wasn't even from there, but she was like being backed by like Project 2025 people. But yeah, they were desperate. All these texts I was getting, like frightened and desperate and fear mongering. And then they had a bigger turnout for that judge election than they did for like midterms. And it was overwhelmingly blue. So like people are mad. Things are starting to shift. Like I know like AOC and Bernie have been going around drawing crowds bigger than the DNC and RNC conventions. So I do have hope that, we're not going to completely go quietly. It's just freaking aggravating right now. Louisiana, that's good. Alright, what part's funny? The desperation or the, oh, twice. Yeah, there was, I know they had that with, like, it was one of the AOC Bernie talks. They were expecting, like, 8,000, they got, like, 24. Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it's also like a. It goes to show just how much the DNC kind of messed up our last election. It's like people will turn out if they feel passionate about something, but the DNC wouldn't allow like Democrats to have primaries they just gave us Biden and that was it. Like, we didn't get a choice. So people were just mad and didn't show up. Like, Trump didn't win because he had overwhelming support in the US. We just had a horrible turnout rate because the DNC messed it up. Alright, I'm wondering how much more I can layer this black on here. Yeah, I would really love. A lot of our stuff could be sold with ranked voting. Yeah. It's like Harris was too last second and she was too Biden. And Biden, with his blanket support of Netanyahu, is what shot him in the foot. That, and he was just freaking old. Hi, Raya. She's once again just laying in the door for you so you can't see her. Just out of frame. I want to keep this weird little hand on the back. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you could hear the plane overhead. Yes, it's surprising, but the blue is softer, so I'm actually having better luck adding the black and then going over it again with the blue. And that's actually giving me some depth to the shading. How badly am I smudging this? Back of my hand is all dirty. mostly want to make sure that it's like draw the eye up to the face because that's probably gonna be the focal point, or it is the focal point. This is a more basic. Whoa, why are you doing that? There we go. I like drawing in black because I think I like the smoky appearance. But I want to start drawing more in blue just because it blends a bit, or blends quite a bit more. And just because I don't think there's all that many people that do. Well, I know there's like one. Who the heck am I thinking of? There's like one artist that works entirely in like blue coal erase pencils, but I can't remember his name right now. I know. There's like Raphael, or not Raphael. Oh god, I'm blanking on everybody's names right now. But they don't work on Yupo paper is the point. So it's like if I could actually do more sketching in blue, I'm pretty sure I'd be the only person really doing blue Yupo paper sketches. I mean, I'm only really there aren't really that many people that do the black either. I just mostly want to make sure I'm not too close to Natalie Hall's stuff, and she does black on Duralar. Oh, that's kind of fun. Well, I mean, it picks it up a little bit. It washes it out quite a bit more in the camera vent or lens. But I actually don't mind what it's doing because it kind of gives that a like, you know, the China blue effect. Which was the other one that blended really well? The pink? Was it the light purple or the dark purple? I don't think these blended as well. So I am debating. There has been several pin designs that I've wanted to do, but I haven't done them because tariffs have already increased prices on them. But the company that I usually do pins for is doing like a price freeze for 90 days. So I'm kind of tempted to grab maybe one or two of my designs. Or restock my, like my Dancing Unicorn one is out. but I don't know if I'm gonna have that kind of money to throw around. I'm already having problems reordering Dark Mythos because I sold out of that one. I don't know. It's gonna be a tight year. It's already been a tight couple of years, and this is gonna be a super tight year. I just may have to forego any new enamel pins for a while. There's like one US manufacturer, but I don't even know if they actually officially do everything in the US, they just claim they do. They only do like Boy Scout badges. The alternative is wood pins, but those somehow cost way more. Oh my goodness, I need to potentially go in my camera settings and stop this autofocus nonsense. Yeah, that's pretty much the problem is like, even if I order from, like, I order my books from a stateside publisher, their paper comes from Canada. Ink comes from China. Most of my painting, or like my paints, come from in the EU. My pens are Japan or Mexico. Mostly Japan. Okay. I will once again praise the days. Oh god, that means they're gonna jack up the prices on my flour. Because people are gonna start buying all the gluten-free flour. I was like, why did I just suddenly drop a bunch of followers? Oh, it was an ad break, or watchers. Which I've noticed on other streamers when they have an ad break that, like, there's like a little mini screen that pops up on the top of the chat, and I don't know if that's an automatic thing or if that's something I have to add. Oh, yeah, so the gluten-free thing, that's something that is, like, still kind of new in Mexico, even though, like, a lot of the foods are gluten-free. But there was this one restaurant where they asked me immediately before we even sat down, like if we had any allergies. So, told them arena or gluten. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to really worry about it. And then, so they told me, like a certain meal I wanted I couldn't have. So it's like fine and everything. Ordered something that was fine. But it shows up and like it was supposed to have like mashed potatoes as a side or something like that. And it showed up with like breaded fries. And the manager's like, oh, you can't eat those. And they were touching half the other food. And I was like, okay. So I started trying to like move everything apart to what was the safe spot. Or like what was safe food and what was not. And the manager's like, oh, I'll just get him off your plate. So he comes over, instead of like, he gets like 2 forks and tries to like prong them up like they're like tongs or whatever, but he just ends up flipping these breaded fries all over the rest of my food. And then he just like finally gets them off the plate after like 5 minutes of struggling. And then he just leaves, and I'm like, I can't eat any of this anymore. I think I tried to eat one that I didn't see him flick things onto, and I got gluten so bad. Which is real fun to deal with for the rest of the trip, because Ernesto wanted to like go to places, and I'm like, I can't leave. I wasn't putting any blue in the mouth, but I think that is kind of unavoidable. Or not blue, black. Just because right now it's too soft without it. And I want to add a bunch more darkness down on these weird little footsies. I think I just might darken this up with blue and blend it. So they're not going to be distinct. Very disco style song. Like I didn't want anything to be darker than this point, but this is too light and detailed down here, so that's why I'm gonna blend all this out. Okay, I do need to do a little bit of a poll though. So since I just got back from a trip, there's something that Ernesto and I differ on for trip protocols, or I guess you should say courtesies. Do you, on a flight, put your seat back? Oh, God. Why? Autofocus, why? There you go. You'd... Sorry, I don't know why it keeps doing that. I gotta, after this stream is done, go mess with my settings. I am also in the Do Not Club. Like, I feel like being able to put your seat back is an artifact of when flights were not packed to the gills. But I never do because I'm just like, I hate when the person in front of me does it, so I don't want to be that person. But the reason I was bringing it up is because there was like this tiny older woman in front of me on the flight back, and she just immediately slammed her seat back, and then was like trying to push it back even farther than it goes for some reason. But she cracked the screen on my phone. Like, cause my seat was in like, I had like my phone in the back of the seat pocket. But yeah, she essentially sat back so fast, so hard, that she cracked my phone screen. It's like, Ernesto used to always put his seat back. Now I think I've kind of guilted him into not doing that anymore. It sucked because I had literally just replaced my phone screen, or Ernesto had, like, on the trip, because I had my screen was cracked for the longest time, and then I was like, all the skin on my fingers was getting all torn up, and I was like, why is this happening? I was like, oh, it's because I just micro cutting my finger with my screen. And yeah, as soon as he fixed my screen, my hands were able to recover. But yeah, and now it's already cracked again. Why is it doing that? It used to be this bad. I wonder if the blue is making it be a little funky. Alright, I have forgot to bring in some black into this. I'm just gonna do it sparingly. That already works. Alright. I just wanted to make sure it was like not going to be too standouty. Okay. So now to clean this up. It's like I'm always tempted to knock away the eraser shavings immediately, but since getting the eraser shavings is gonna require me smudging this just a little bit, I'll always do it in one fell swoop so I don't smudge it too much more. Oh. It broke off. Okay. Eraser's kind of giving up the ghost on me. Where is my X-Acto knife? Aquinas Deformis. Then someone's going to assume it's like a medical textbook. That could be a fun idea, though. It will depend on if it will fit comfortably on the cover, though. So we'll see. Oh, I finally got to watch The Boy and the Hare in Mexico. Because Ghibli is only owned by Disney in the US. And yeah, that is my new favorite Ghibli movie, I think. It's very like what dreams may come. Yeah, I don't know. Does this need more? Does it need more? I don't know. I guess looking at it on the screen versus in person, because it's way more saturated in person, I think it might need a lot more mane. I'm just gonna try, I think I'm gonna add like, just like a color swoop. It looks messy right now, but that's just because this is going to mostly be blended out. That's not my blue one. That's my blue one. This song just reminded me of the hamster dance, and man, is that a blast from the past. That was like my thing in high school. Because I can make the hamster dance voice, so I could sing the hamster dance. Relevant life skills. I think I largely end up doing this to give some contrast to the neck, because I like how pale the neck looks. Okay. Almost done. One more step, I think. Just gonna take the C eraser. And kind of make it look more smoky. Now, the real challenge is for if I'm going to try and finish that carousel painting, the digital one for it, which I worked on a teeny tiny bit, but I haven't really, because I need to get reference for it. So I actually was going around Mexico trying to find Mexican jade. Like a specific type of Mexican jade, though. I wanted a very transparent one. So it'd be very close to... So I can use it for reference. There was like a bowl at the archaeology museum that was fairly close, but it was also like $70, and I'm like, I don't need a bowl. So I just took a bunch of photos of the store. But I did find... Yeah, I think I'm calling this one there. I might revisit this. I did find... Where is it? I did find... First I thought this was a very yellowish jade. But actually this is green onyx. Or not green onyx, green obsidian. Which is awesome. But yeah. So this one is fairly close, but I need to try and get the lighting set up so I can use that for reference. And then I had to get chains. Cause yeah. You find just pendants, a bunch of pendants, and then you gotta go find chains, but you definitely buy the chains in Mexico because silver is pretty damn cheap there. This is like not what I was expecting to draw when I drew this thing. Alright, so I might work on this one a little bit more. Stop it. This one's a little hard to show on stream though, because it is my long boy. And this was another one where I started doing something. I was trying to get it as dark as I possibly could. And then I wanted to erase the skeletons in. But like, this is as dark as I can get it. And this is essentially me with the lead rolling in circles right here. So I ended up doing more of like a seaweed thing going on here. Now I just need to figure out how to carry whatever in the heck I started doing here into this. I started drawing this with this like adorable little cat-themed cafe in Mexico City. And they had all these awesome desserts that, man, I wanted, but I could only have one of them after they like took some of the stuff off. But it was like very artsy stuff. They had like a chocolate tree on like a cookie pudding base tiramisu kind of thing, and then there was like cotton candy leaves. It was really pretty. But I couldn't eat that one. The only one I could eat was like little flower pots that was supposed to come with cookie butterflies, but they had to take the cookie butterflies off. And the waitress is all sad. She's like, it looks so sad without the butterflies. So I did get their hot cocoa, which came with like a rainbow unicorn horn marshmallow thing. And then there was a fire, and then it just, they had like a little fire thing that you could burn it on, and it just immediately melted and fell on the table. Alright. This way so I don't block our view. So I'll probably try to do the same kind of effect where the head's all dark. I want this one to be more branchy and the other one's more like bull kelp. So now I just try and plan it out. So it might be easier to just erase some of the branches at the end. It's like, I wonder if the mic is going to pick up the crows. Yep. Now the question is, what do I do with it once it hits the shoulder? I'm just drawing these in really light right now. Not like fully committing. And make sure that I keep enough tail around the nose of this other horse so he stands out. eventually blend them all in so that kind of pick and choose which spots I think are working best and darken them in. It's a little too standouty right now, but I'll probably be once I go through and blend it again. I think blending again will smush it in. Okay. Yeah, it's blending in quite a bit more. I need to fade. So I'm probably still gonna go over there with just some light pencil. It's getting there. It's like we are nearing 2 hours, so I probably won't be going too much longer because I didn't start till late because I had to kind of clean the mountain of dog fur out of my office before I could start. But now that I'm back in town, I will be trying to once again get back into Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I think it's the schedule I'm trying to do. It's starting at like 12:30 ish. I am not perfect at scheduling, just mostly because sometimes I stay up really damn late. I'll see. I'll probably be posting something to Patreon to finally start that mashup thing I've been talking about. I don't know if I'll have artists joining in this Monday though, because I still need some planning for that. But I can at least start. It might be like a partial thing, like I might do my warm-up as the mashup. Mostly because I don't know if I'll still have more messed up horses I'll need to be working on. Or like possibly I won't have gotten enough Kickstarter orders packaged up, so I don't really want to package Kickstarter orders on stream. I feel like that would be very boring. I don't know. It may just be like digital screen sharing where I share the process on this little book that I'm doing. My messed up horses book. Equinus atrocious. Yeah, I think I'll probably be calling it like 5 minutes. I also gotta walk that dog that's barking. Raya. She doesn't even know what she's barking at. So I want to clean up these lines, but it might be too early for that. And then I go ahead and do it anyways. It's like turning a little less branchy and a little bit more like polished wood, but I don't mind that. The one with the glued on head? No. Actually. I've been meaning to, but... Ugh, sorry. But then I was like, oh no, I should do a random last second other book. Just mostly because, judging from what was selling at Emerald City, my new creature book might not sell that well just because I have to charge like $40. So that's why I was like, the little books were selling well, so if I do a new little book, it might kinda... I don't know. I'm essentially trying to think of how to do Monsterpalooza and not have a loss. It would be great to not lose money on that show. But I kinda don't see that happening. So I did bite the bullet and put down a deposit on getting another tattoo. At least from while I'm at Monsterpalooza, because I've been trying to line up Natalie, who did these two, for years. And she finally opened her custom book again, and she finally has openings. So yeah, that's where it's maybe not the smartest thing to do with my money right now, but I have been wanting new ink. I haven't gotten new ink in like since it's been 4 pre-pandemic possibly. I think it was pre-pandemic. So yeah. You were supposed to do a whole sleeve. Yes, I do need to finish the werewolf. I'm trying to rush to get, oh not rush, but trying to get this horse book done, little book done, because I need to get that into the publisher before they jack up their prices even more. But yeah, I'm sure that Xenomorph was not cheap. But so worth it. Such an awesome tattoo. I think the current plan is because Natalie was supposed to be doing a whole sleeve of cryptids. I think we're doing Mothman on my shoulder now, finally. That was supposed to be done like back in like 2020. I pretty much had to choose between taking a concept art class by one of my favorite concept artists and getting a tattoo. And I've kind of already taken a bunch of classes. I did over the last couple years after Netflix. So I've kind of figured out like what does and doesn't work. Or I guess I should say I'm more hesitant about classes because there's been several that just weren't great classes. Like, the artist was great, but they weren't great at teaching. So like, even though I very much appreciate this artist's work and I love his stuff, I was like, I don't think I've seen you have a class anywhere before. Oh yeah, definitely. It's not that I don't learn stuff from the people that are just very skilled. I just don't learn enough to justify the $800 price tag. kind of looking like a polished walnut shell. Another thing is I don't know how far to pull back this detailing. Because I don't want it... If I do this all the way back into here, this with the same level of intensity, it's going to lose this guy. So I might just kind of, like rough it in and then blend it out so I have the impression of where the design would be. Okay. So it's like, do I want to put more detail into this or just leave this kind of wisp into this? Sorry, that was so loud. I think I might just let it wisp. Let it wisp. Let it nay-nay. I can still do that. Or still keep it light around this other horse. depth in here. Oh, did I mess that up? It's like I like the walnut look, but let me see. I think I'm just trying to break it up so I can make it a little bit darker. Apologies if, yeah, that is my knee popping. Okay. I am probably going to call it here because Ernesto is about to start mowing the lawn, and that's going to pick him on the mic a ton. So yeah. Okay. So I call this for now. This one's not done yet, obviously. We got our other weirdo horses from previous streams. These three I sealed recently, so they're all good to go. We got the blue one from earlier. But yeah. Thinking I just need to start putting the book together tonight so I can see how many pages I have and how much more kind of things I should do. But I will be back on Monday around 12:30-ish. Drawing some more. And I believe the Worst Gamers will be streaming again that night. Hopefully I'll be done enough with this that Wednesday I can finish that werewolf that White Knight was mentioning earlier. But yeah. Yes, thanks for coming back. I know I was gone for a while, but I'm back. I'm still catching up on stuff. Ugh. Oh, no worries. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Anyways, thanks everyone for hanging out. I'll see you Monday. Have a good weekend.